Remember, there is no injustice anywhere in this universe.
Thank you. My next question. In the beginning of my relationship, I was very insecure and jealous. Is this all because I'm looking for love in all the wrong places? Can you tell me about insecurity and jealousy, and what is the most effective way to release that?
Well, let's talk about what that feeling of jealousy is. A feeling of jealousy is something is activated within you, an awareness of something that you want. But in the awareness of what you want, what's activated is, from your perspective, the awareness of not having what you want. So many people are, and we talked about this before, and we know that you are understanding it because we can feel the basis of that understanding even within this expanded question that you are asking. We talked recently about how every subject is really two subjects, and on one end of the stick, the subject stick, is what is wanted. On the other end of it is the lack of what is wanted. So sometimes when you are experiencing pieces of what you really want, it activates within you how you really feel about this subject. In other words, it feels to people like if they could just find that perfect partner, that then their concern about not having a perfect partner would just evaporate. But what happens when you're focused upon the subject of relationships, how you really feel about relationships becomes active. Isn't that interesting? And so this is the way we've been explaining that most recently. When you try to say what you mean, but you don't really mean it. What you really mean is what you're offering vibrationally, and that's what the universe hears. So jealousy is just an amplified awareness of something wanted while you are standing in a place of believing that either you don't have it or that you can't maintain it. It's that feeling that someone's going to go away or that. So we think you're understanding by the remarks that you've already made that it's about looking for love in all the wrong places. What you're really looking for, the only thing that fills that void of insecurity is security. And what security is alignment. And we don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but your alignment has nothing to do with your partner. Your alignment is something that is yours. It is something that you achieve. Now, we know that sometimes others can behave in a way that when you give your attention to their behavior, it can influence your alignment. We get that. It's so wonderful to have someone hold you as their object of attention. Someone who is tuned in to the source, holding you as their object of attention. And if you are in the vicinity, you can feel the alignment that comes from that. But you are not wanting to need someone else to hold you in their attention in order for you to have alignment. You're wanting connection to that on your own. And so anytime you feel jealousy or any negative emotion, whether it's blame or guilt or anger or frustration or those that feel even more uncomfortable, anytime you feel negative emotion, just say to yourself this one simple thing. This emotion that I'm feeling right now is simply my indication that what I want and where I am are not at the same vibrational frequency. And I intend to do something about that. Not all at once, but what I intend to do about it does not include my partner changing her behavior. That's not what it includes. What it includes is, and only what it includes, is me finding some way of focusing on this eventually. Now, this is a big word, eventually, in a way that I can find alignment. Because if you hit it head on right in the middle of your jealousy fit, all you will do is practice the emotion of jealousy. This is something really important to understand.
I'm really good at that.
When you feel negative emotion, that's not the time to try to fix it. You say, well, I'm just going to get to the bottom of this. And we say, no, you're not. There's no bottom. It will be bottomless. It will deliver to you more and more and more and more and more. And once it gets rolling like that, with that kind of momentum, the only thing that breaks the evil spell, it isn't an evil spell, the law of attraction momentum is either a very intense meditation where you really can distract yourself, or slumber. And what most of you are looking for, we love you so much, is someone to suddenly behave in a dramatically enough different way that you can observe them and feel different than you did. Doesn't work so well, does it? Clear enough?
So should I then just make miles and miles of positive aspects of myself?
Well,
After the jealousy fit?
you're onto something, because we could feel that you meant afterward, not in the middle of, and it's what we're talking about pre-paving. Here's what we're really saying to all of you. If you, in smooth waters, will practice your alignment and stay there as much as you can, consciously and deliberately. That's the time to do your affirmations. That's the time to write your focus wheels. That's the time to do your positive aspects. So you practice that vibrational frequency until you own it. You've just given it so much airtime. Then next time something comes up, it will be slighter. And next time something comes up, it will be slighter. Until in time you will recognize in yourself that it really takes something pretty strong to knock you off your... It would be like being new at trapeze and deciding to practice on a ship in the middle of a storm. And we say, there's an easier way to go about that. Wait till the waters smooth out. Wait till you feel stable. Wait till the sun is shining. Wait until you feel uplifted, and then think about that. Now, sometimes you've heard us say, because we are schizophrenic after all, sometimes you have heard us say that when there is something that is unpleasant in your awareness, which is giving you negative emotion, to just let it go, just release it, do your best to distract yourself from it. And the reason for that, we just explained, is because you don't want to practice the vibration until you have a stronger momentum going about it. But we also say to you that you are deliberate creators. And we also say to you that your vibration on every subject is where you last left it. So you have to decide how often that subject that you have left, how dormant is it? How often is it activated? Because some things are dormant enough that if we were standing in your physical shoes, we would just leave them there. But if it keeps coming up, if it's a subject that keeps coming up, if you keep tripping over it, then it's active enough in your vibration that it is really worth giving a little attention to smooth the bumps out of it. But never give your attention to anything that is problematic unless you're sure you're in a good feeling place. Now, we know, we've talked to you about finding the best feeling thought that you can find from wherever you are. And that's important to understand, because you are where you are, aren't you? That's very profound. We would write that down. I am where I am. I am where I am vibrationally, and my point of attraction is what it is. So if I don't feel good, what do, Abraham? I can't just keep going to sleep. If I am where I am, on many, many subjects, the vibrational momentum is not so strong, especially if you catch it in the early subtle stages. So we're wanting you to understand that you could have something that has really, really bothered you in the past. Maybe it bothered you a lot, and maybe it bothered you often, but it's not bothering you right now because you're focused in other ways. Then something happens that causes it to activate within you. Even though it was a big, hairy deal before, and even though it caused you a lot of consternation, and even though you threw a big fit about it, even though that has been your experience or your pattern on this subject, right now, as it is coming up, in the midst of you feeling pretty good, you've got 17 seconds to stop the momentum of it, no matter how big, bad, and awful it has been before. This is just about focusing, you see. And at the heart of focusing is a personal determination that you want to feel good. So we could say to you, sort of playfully, teasingly, bluntly, and annoyingly, do you enjoy the feeling of jealousy?
No.
Do you like that feeling?
No.
Because if you don't like it, don't encourage it. And you have control. You can play it up or play it down. And the way you encourage jealousy is by thinking about it, then other things that you felt jealous about before will come into your mind. More details will come. People will gather around you who also feel jealous. You can have a little jealous festival. By playing it up, or you can play it down. This is no big thing. Esther will say to herself every now and again, when she's on her way of counting down, you're just making that up. You just made that up for no good reason. Now, there's a little scolding going on in there, and we're really not encouraging any of you to be hard on yourself, but during the 17-second lunge into darkness, sometimes it is helpful if you get your own attention. Esther would say, shut up, to herself. Shut up. Just shut up. Just shut up. Just stop it. Just stop it. Just don't go there. Just don't go there. Just don't go there. And sometimes while she's shouting at herself not to go there, she's going there. But at least she knows she's going there. You see, that's the important thing. Being aware that you're going there makes you less likely to go there, because when you get there, you say, I knew I was going there, and I knew I wouldn't like it when I got there, and now I'm here, I really don't like it, I'm not going to go there again. So it's just a matter of deciding how good you want to feel. And the better you feel, the more annoying it is when you don't feel good.
That's true.
And in a relationship, there is no greater destructive emotion. Say again. In a relationship, there is no indicator of a more destructive vibration than the indicator emotion of jealousy. That is the indication of a vibration that's eroding the good that you've got going. It's really worth getting hold of. And we are really happy to have this conversation.